Hello everybody, Siraz here, and welcome to Game 2 of this best of 3 series between Root Drewbie and Liquid Tyler, aka Noni. And this is a series played at, I guess I should say, MLG Dallas. And I think it was like the round of 16 or the round of 8, something like that. And, spoiler alert, Tyler did win Game 1 with a nice 3-gate, well, he was going to go for some early 3-gate pressure, but he just decided he waited too long, wasn't going to be advantageous for him, so he just backed up, expanded, transitioned to Colossus, and just moved on once he had some Colossus. And Drewbie just did not quite tech fast enough. He didn't have anything to deal with the Colossus. He didn't even have Medvacs to help mitigate some of that damage. And he had a quite a large Bioforce that actually had pretty good upgrades, but it just was not enough. So let me change an option real quick here. Bam! And make this look a little bit better. I kind of realized in the first game well, it just wasn't looking so good. There we go. Alright, so back to the game. Looking at the income tab, you know, nothing too crazy. APM tab, both players spamming like pros. Though, you know, a lot of players like spam. Man, what's it mean? Nothing. And it doesn't, but a lot of players like it to help keep their hands warm. And I hear it's really, it seems like it's really cold at these tournaments. I watched some of the MLG Dallas live cast, and you always see all the players just in like sweaters and stuff. I don't know, they must turn on the air conditioning and make it like 2 degrees in there, so the players can't keep warm. So I think a lot of the spamming is just to warm up your body, warm up your hands, make sure you can play at your peak, really, is what it's all about. Really interesting building placement here. I heard Noni in Brood War used to spend like hours just practicing building placement. And, I mean, I wonder if there is some sort of method to this madness. He's got that gateway up here. Oh, somebody messaging me. I should go visit. Bam. But he's got that gateway up here to kind of block off any sort of early aggression, kind of, I guess. And then he's got that Cyber Core back a little bit, maybe to try and block his mineral line a little bit. I'm really not sure. I'm just kind of curious how much, like, I know a lot of players really don't ever look at building placement. I'm just kind of wondering if this is just how it happens, or, you know, like, I know personally a lot of times when I play Terran or Protest, I just kind of throw down buildings wherever the hell I want to put them down. But I wonder if there's some sort of reason for it. So I don't know. Be an interesting question to ask the players. Still, you know, pretty standard. Same sort of opening. Root Drewbie really favoring this 2 racks opening. He gets that one with the Tech Lab to start getting some of the upgrades, and then the second one with that reactor to pump out Marines. And with that reactor, I mean, it's almost like 3 production buildings, which can use most of your money as long as you're on top of your macro. Tyler, once again, going for this 3-gate opening. I mean, why change what's not broke? And it seems to work really well for him. Did last game, at least. I'd like to see some earlier aggression from Root Drewbie here. Like, he has that concussive shell up, and I think he could, you know, do a little bit of damage to Tyler here. I mean, he doesn't have very much at all if he decided to move out, though now is going to be a little too late. Warp Gate just came up, and 3 more units are down for Tyler. And that was really good timing, actually. I don't know if you guys saw that. those gateways warped in, and then warp gate was done just there, and bam, you know, transitioned them right away. And yeah, Drewbie's gonna poke in here, but I don't think it's gonna be too successful. Yeah, even more stalkers coming in for Tyler here, and this is a pretty menacing force, worth quite a bit more than Drewbie's. Oh, and a pylon trying to go down, but it is just gonna get taken out. That's gonna kind of suck. Gonna probably put an end to, you know, any sort of 3-gate aggression. Yeah, we might see. Oh, so instead using this pylon, that's pretty tricky there. Stalkers don't want to be caught out in the open though, and looks like we might see some sort of aggression. No, Tyler just going to back up, not wanting to deal with that force. Very hard to get your zealots in a position where they can attack when the Terran player has that concussive grenade upgrade. And I need a drink of water after this game. I did not, my Wally cup, my big, you know, 32-ounce Wally cup that I always drink, I forgot to fill it up. So it is empty, and I have nothing to drink. Aww. Tyler getting ready to expand. Needs to keep up with Drewbie here. I wonder if Drewbie's going to attack faster at all. I mean, continuing to go with this Bears play. That engineering bay, yeah, he's just doing the exact same thing. I wonder if it'll bite him in the ass once again. I mean, if he does not have anything to effectively deal with the Colossus, I don't know how he's gonna win this battle. And expand, taking a third really quickly. But I really like this play, just due to the fact that it's so economic based, and as long as he can, I mean, if he would just transition a little bit faster, I think he'd be in great shape. Gonna get this probe, trying to get some scout information, but I think Drewbie's gonna take it out. Yeah, no trouble at all. He does not want to let Tyler see this third, because that would definitely trigger an attack. And right now, Tyler's force is quite a bit larger. Yeah, Drewbie is up on the army, or the unit counting tab, but Drewbie is also quite a bit ahead in the income, or worker count, I guess. And once again, seeing the same sort of play from Tyler, and do we got that factory going up yet? Still no factory. Once again, going with this 5 racks. What is this? Oh, a little bit faster. I mean, definitely, I think this might allow him to get out some Vikings. That observer going to come in and going to probably see the same sort of business going on, this 5 barracks play. Drewbie doing a great job with his macro. I mean, definitely it is ahead of Tyler's. And he has that gold, which is just so good. Still not morphing this into anything, though. That's kind of interesting. I think this position is best as a orbital command, but that's just my personal preference. If this was like an expansion that was a little like closer to the Protoss player, I'd say maybe a planetary fortress, but it is, you know, just kind of back. And still, yeah, Tyler has no idea about that gold expansion. Same sort of business going on, but Drewbie going to get out some Vikings just a tad bit earlier here. There we go. Bam. Down goes the starport with the reactor built by that factory. And we will see some air units out very soon. We do have extended thermal lances on the way. A lot of players get that before they get a Colossus, but looks like Tyler instead choosing to go Colossus first. Little supply blocked here by Drewbie. What a shame. Oh well, it's not really going to do too much. Another engineering base. We're going to see double bio upgrades coming out from Drewbie very soon. And then he also has that armory down, which the main reason he's doing that is so he can, you know, get more of these bio upgrades. Looking at the income tab, Drewbie commanding lead here. He's up at like 2,000 minerals per whatever. I mean, who knows what Blizzard does that with. You know, that'd be something that'd be really interesting to know. I don't think like any caster really knows what that scale is. But I mean, with these mules on the gold, it is just unbelievable how fast Terran player can mine. Looking at the income tab, or army tab, that's the word I'm looking for. Definitely, well, okay, so Drewbie's army is behind, right? Or is worth a little bit less, but it's going to spike up. Yeah, we just saw that right there very, very quickly, as Drewbie has just a great economy. What upgrades do we have from Tyler? No upgrades from Tyler either, so he's going to do the same sort of attack, but I think Drewbie's in a much better position this time. I think he has a larger army. He has some Vikings out to deal with those Colossus. And yeah, it's going to be very hard. He's ahead in the upgrades. He has combat shields, stim, concussive shells. Looking very, very solid. And just look at how fast these gold minerals are going down due to those mules. They just eat those things up. And we are going to see an attack as Drewbie is at 200 at like the 16-minute mark. That's fast! And some nice force fields going down, trapping a big chunk of units there. Colossus obliterating them, but a lot of Vikings coming out, going to pick off those Colossus very, very quickly. And even if we do see an army trade here, which is what it looks like, I mean, even Tyler looks like he is going to be a little bit ahead. I think Drewbie's going to be able to macro up an army once again very quickly. Does this Colossus go down? No, he does live just barely. 1 health on that Colossus. Oh, and some more Vikings coming in, picking that Colossus off. But I think that was going to be a mistake for Tyler here. I mean, Drewbie's economy is just kicking right now, and it's going to be very hard for Tyler to, I think, get an army back into shape before Drewbie decides to attack once again. Yeah, looking at the army tab, 136 to 99. So one of the big things that the Protoss player needs in this matchup is a sizable gateway force to really block for these Colossus, and he's just not going to have that, I don't think. I think Drewbie will just almost be able to attack, move to victory. He has the Vikings here to even snipe those Colossus a little bit quicker, and 4 Colossus to this small number of gateway units is just not at all what Tyler Elite needs. Looking at the income tab, Drewbie just continuing to macro up, even taking a 4th and 5th base, so he has this entire side of the map. Odd, so odd. Choosing this as a planetary fortress, choosing this as an orbital command, and who knows what I'll choose this building as. I wonder if there's some sort of reason for that. I'd like to see this as a planetary fortress, actually, as it's probably one of the most exposed things to a drop. But we are going to see a big battle going down. Vikings trying to poke in here, taking care of those Colossus. 1 Colossus is down. Some stims going on. Even the Marauders taking out those Colossus. Yeah, look. The ground force was just not large enough to really block off the Marines and Marauders, and all those Colossus went down like that. Bam, game over, Liquid Tyler. So the series is now 1-1. Liquid Tyler taking that first game, and Root Drewbie taking the second game. And the interesting thing about that was not that much difference between the two games. The only thing that changed was Root Drewbie just teched a little bit faster, just got out those Vikings like maybe a minute faster, and that just allowed him to deal with the Colossus. Last game he was just too slow and getting out that starport. So we'll have to see what both these players do going into game 3, if they'll change their strategies or once again play with similar builds.